Good morning, Steven Zonarder here with Remax West Zonarder Associates. Happy Monday morning. Sorry about the lighting. My office has really crappy lighting, and don't mind my hair because I'm going to go jogging. So I just want to talk about the deferral payment, and this was brought up about a month ago between big government and big banks going to help out the general public. So I thought this was fantastic. You know, big banks, big government giving us an opportunity to defer payments. I was like, wow, that's such a great great opportunity for us because obviously a lot of us can't earn money. Like my job is based on social interaction and tangibly touching and viewing things, so that kind of shuts down everything. I know people are trying to sell virtually, but I think it's very difficult to buy $1 million property virtually and not actually seeing it, because we know pictures can be very disguising of the actual property. So I see some realtors pumping that they're selling houses virtually, but that's a whole different story, but ultimately, forget about it. So let's talk about deferral payments. And so I was excited to go, that's great. If anything were to come up with my tenants, we'll give them an opportunity. We'll defer payments with the banks and then give the tenants a break. So I thought that was a great idea. So one of our tenants did call and requested to defer or kind of do some concessions regarding their rent. So okay, great. So we can kind of take a look at that. I'm going to call the banks and see what we can do with the deferral payments. So how the deferral payment works, and I think it's total bullshit, because I think they should have, big government, big banks should have done a better job for us personally, just because of this time where we can't earn money, that they should, be on our side. But ultimately, it is what it is. So I'll give you an example here. I wanted to break it down because when I was talking to the representative at the bank, I couldn't get down to just what's exactly happening. They kept giving me these terms that it sounded like what I was originally my thought process was, which was if you had a 5-year contract with the bank, they would have just extended the contract. So it would have been 5 months or 5 years and 2 months rather. That's what I thought. It would have just extended their mortgage period with the bank, which would be great, right? That's a good way to do it, an honest way to do it. But reality is, I just kind of did a mock-up of a $500,000 mortgage. And sorry about the red marker. That's all I got. And we're kind of fixed with items here. So let's look at this. It's a 5-year fix. It's a $500,000 mortgage at 3%. Your interest per month is $1,242, and your principal will be $1,123 per month, right? This would be your principal. This is your mortgage pay down. So what's happening, what the bank does is, well, I'll tell you exactly what happens. Let's just say they're basically, what they do is it becomes an interest-only mortgage. So what they do is you don't pay your principal down anymore, but you're still going to be paying your interest. This is where the underlining issue is here. So you're still going to pay your interest, so the banks are still going to eat, and they're going to eat what's here. So this is going to be your principal pay down. Let's say your mortgage is 6 months, you're 6 months into the mortgage, so it's a 4.5 year left for maturity. Basically, you've paid down $6,738 in principal. This is how you're going to pay your mortgage off. So what they do is basically the interest is just going to be subtracted from this amount. So basically it's, just to literally break it down, $1,242 subtracted by $6,700, which makes it $5,615 left in your equity. So you got basically 5 months of survival based on your principal income. So this is what the deferral payment really means. It's basically stripping your equity. So if you have the opportunity to keep paying your bill until we get out of here, maybe a couple months, just do it. Don't let the banks win on this, because I think this is BS. I think this should have done a better job. And I'm also a conservative voter. And Doug Ford announced the other day that if your tenants, or speaking directly to tenants, if you can't pay your mortgage, then can't pay your rent, don't pay it. I get it. I totally agree with them, right? If you can't pay, don't pay it. But ultimately, what happens to us landlords at the end if the banks are still stripping our interest out of our principal? I think this should be a better operation here. We're not made of money. We're all taking a risk to buy investment properties, provide a service to tenants, to provide a home for people to live in because they can't afford housing. So I think we're definitely a very important component of this too, and I think we should be taken care of. This is my rant. Okay, cool. So regarding inventory, we're at 11,180 units. So what I've been seeing now is basically a lot of termination and suspended listings. So it's an ebb and flow market. But when I say ebb and flow, in the past it was listings coming to the markets and listings getting sold. Now it's ebb and flow, where listings are coming to the market and listings are getting suspended and terminated. So it's a little bit of a different ebb and flow. A few properties are selling. I see some posts regarding virtual sales, which is I think it's a lot of liability in the future. Let's just say, they or you spend all night doing this deal, and then now they're doing an inspection, the house looks like crap, and they're going to back out of the deal. So I guess it's a way to do it if your clients are desperate to get a sale, if they need to get moved, or because they purchased something they need to sell this property. That's definitely, I guess, a good way to doing it. But ultimately, I think just right now, everyone just chill, just kind of sit back, relax, take a month off, and just basically kind of we'll get back to it shortly. And what I've been doing personally is just getting everything out of the way. Things that would make me feel guilty if I was working generally. So I framed my basin, took 5 days to frame that. I just waxed the crap out of my car yesterday. I prepared the all exterior of my property, ready for spring and summer, or summer rather. What else are we going to do? Basically, whatever that I usually do during the summer months or during the period leading up to the summer, I'm going to do it all now. The reason why I'm doing that is because when we have to get back to work, I don't want any excuses where I have to go home because I got to do this, or or the trees need to be pruned, or whatever it is. So it's basically doing everything up front now, and then once we get back to or we're allowed to get back to work, we're just going to hit it hard and just make up the year in the last third and fourth quarter. That's the plan. That's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, give me a call, 647-962-4372, or just message me directly on Instagram. And away we go, guys. Stay safe, and we'll chat soon. Thank you.